your question, where they're going to be spread throughout the book so that when I mention the bird, there's the picture. And these actually, I sent her photos of all the birds that I had rehabbed. So these are the actual birds.
Where are the cat drawings? The rule is after 3, I'll stop.
You know, I'm probably going to be the subject of the American Cat Lovers Association vendetta.
All controversy is
good.
Do you want any questions? You have questions? No, please. You go ahead.
Was it hard for you? Because obviously it's hard enough for you to balance taking care of the birds and writing, but how much harder was it balancing taking care of the birds, taking care of your family, and finding time to write?
It was impossible, basically. It was. I honestly look back on it, and I don't know how I did it, except I was much younger and more energetic. But it was really hard. And of course, you know, every mother has this guilt thing, oh, I'm not spending enough time with the kids. And then I'd think, oh, I'm not spending enough time with the birds. And then my husband would chime in. And
Hey.
Yeah, what about me?
Also, do your kids still help you with the birds?
They can be pressed into service if I, you know, with bribes or threats.
You want to go see Dark Knight this weekend?
Neither of them is really into birds, but they are, you know, willing to help. And my son, you know, my son is still a guitar player, and my daughter is really into
We got a book
photography.
for him.
Yep. There was something about including pics.
Pics?
You know, pics. You know. He'd go for that. Definitely.
And by the way, Susie's dad is up here in Steamboat Springs. The
Yeah.
banana first told you to feed from your hand.
Oh, feed the birds. Yeah. Yeah. I just went to visit him before I was here, so that was good.
His hand is finally healed, by the way. Was there another question over here that you?
Well, my question was, what are Matt and Sky doing? So.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I can get Mac to help me when, you know, sometimes I get these big hawks in, and I can't hold them and treat them at the same time. So he will very nicely help me out. And we just had a really big female red tail that was incredibly aggressive, and she managed to get a hold of everybody that handled her. She got me, she got the veterinary assistant, the technician. I dropped her off at the vet, as a matter of fact, and I said, listen, just wait till I come back because she's really a bear and I don't want anybody to get hurt. And the vet said, oh no problem, you know, we'll take care of her. And I come back and I see the technician holding her with this big bloody thing. I said, I'm so sorry. I went and got her all this nice hand cream.
I love the scene early on with the vet who doesn't know the bird. You come back and
he's hanging from his nose.
I hate when that happens. So Pancho is obviously, you love Pancho?
Pancho. Yeah, this is Pancho, the peregrine. And he's still at a sanctuary. This is Daisy. Aww. Daisy with a feather duster. And this is a goldfinch. See, the rehabber, painter, or artist can capture all these different positions that, you know, most people won't paint a bird like this because it's an unusual position. And she also manages, with all these drawings, she manages to capture sort of the personality and the spirit of the bird because she knows them. You know, she's a rehabber, so she's dealt with them before. And she did one of the two crows, the two fledgling crows, and it's just amazing. Their expressions are so perfect. Yeah, this is it, George and Gracie. Yeah, you have to see it up close because their eyes, they're real crow eyes. But, you know, she knows her crows. Turkey and turkey vulture. So you can see the similarity. These guys were roommates at one point.
One's a drink, one is not.
That's true. That's true. Grackles. Grackles.
Whose headline was Duck, Duck? What was the headline? Louder.
Duck, duck, turkey vulture.
Duck, Duck, Turkey Vulture.
Oh, that's great. That's I like that.
Well, the Cooper sock is beautiful.
Yeah, Cooper sock. Got a Cooper sock.
Did the hawks make different sounds in the air, or they pretty much had that TV stereotype
That's a red tail.
Yeah.
And the TV stereotype, it doesn't matter what kind of bird
I know,
it is.
it doesn't.
It's a duck and it sounds like a red tail. And this is a brant. That's, they look
They're
sort of like,
delicious.
hey, you're not the magician anymore. This is
Authors are so fickle.
this is a Baltimore Oriole, and when the artist sent me this sketch, she sent me Xeroxes of it. She had a little sign on the side that said, "See the heart," and I thought, the heart? What are you talking about? And if you look really close, there's really subtle shading here, but there is a heart. You know, there's a little heart.
The owlet.
Oh,
The owlet.
the owlet, yes, the one that we returned to his mommy and daddy. Yeah, they're really cute when they're little, unless they get a hold of you. Then they're not so cute.
Romeo.
Romeo.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I love Romeo. It's the catbird. But species like catbirds, you know, people who don't really know birds, people who aren't birders, they're not familiar with a bird like that. They don't know what it looks like. So, no, it's really nice to have these illustrations.
Does anybody have any marketing, sales, publicity advice for our new author? Do whatever
Good
marketing-
luck.
Whatever you can do.
Vado con Dios.
Be yourself. You're pretty good at
You know something? When I stepped in this room, I was convinced that on the way down, I was going to fall down this stairs. And then Carl would have to explain it.
We have a question here. Here.
So at the end of the book, you closed your rehabbing clinic. What have you been doing since then?
Actually, I closed it and then I opened it back up again, which I tend to do. I tend to threaten to close all the time. I always do. And then, actually, I may close down for a couple days, and then someone, I'm very good about putting a message on my machine saying, I'm sorry, but Flyaway is closed. But then every once in a while, I'll slip up and I'll answer the phone, and someone will go, "Oh, I have this bird. Please help me." And I'll go, "All right," because you know I can't really help myself.
You mentioned 60 Minutes. Are they doing news spots on you, or is
No, we're just that's the goal.
that's the goal?
That's the goal.
That's-
Big tents.
Yeah.
Have birds.
Big tent. Big tent.
Right.
Do you have any pictures of Jerry Garcia and the Deadheads?
I do. I have a.
In your purse?
Not unfortunately. I'll have to get them blown to poster size, I think. I have a picture of Jerry Garcia on a tree stump, and then the Deadheads on stumps right next to each other. They're all just hanging
Will that
out.
be in the book?
No. It's only going to be illustrations. It won't be any
But if you
photos.
can send me a photograph by JPEG, we'll send it out to
Sure.
them once.
Sure, I can do that. Yes.
Have you considered putting a YouTube video of your parrot singing? Because I really like this.
You know, I should. I have just gotten a camera that, you know, I'm not really good with electronics, and I have this little camera, and my daughter can figure it out in a second. She's 13, and
Yep.
she can do it. So I can start taking videos, and I've actually gone into the crow cage because I have 5 that are going to be released now. I have one crow who plays soccer. And I shouldn't really say this because it makes people think, oh, I want one of those. You know,
Yeah.
this is a crow that's going to be released, and he'll play soccer with me, but he won't play soccer with anyone else. So you have one of those little balls, and I'll kick it around the flight, and he'll jump on it with his 2 feet and sort of roll back like a seal, kind of he'll roll back and forth. And then if I kick it out from under him, he'll rush over and bat it back. It's really fun. But I'm sort of torn, because you don't want to put that on a video and then have people saying, "Oh, I want a crow like this." So it's sort of hard.
You could at least have your parrot going, "War!"
Yes. I could, and all I have to do is carry a bird across the lawn.
I kind of get now, like the 10 short stories, like I can picture that, and like how much is your original intent represented in the final product, and how much did the editor guide you in what